Have you ever wondered why your brain is filled with so many ideas and you know yourself, you're not lazy, you're a creative person and you're not dumb. So how come that none of these ideas ever come to fruition? And it's not even that you fail during the process of creating those ideas in real life, it's that you never actually start. I found myself in this situation over the last year. And so I was digging deep in my brain trying to find out what was the cause of it and wrote an essay about this, which I'm going to present to you. It's titled Why It's Important to Act on Internal Inspiration Immediately. Many want to create, but few want the vulnerability that comes with it. In an attempt to avoid perception, people either create what's been done before or escape an endless search for inspiration. So, in the pursuit of creation, some people turn to inspiration. In some, if not many cases, this becomes a form of avoidance and escapism. Either one gets lost in the search, never letting their idea be more than a spark, or the inspiration becomes the blueprint and one's own creation becomes a duplicate. Creators often talk about their work being plagiarized, understandably and rightfully so. But what's the other end of it? I want to share why it's important to sometimes create from nothing and how the act of finding inspiration can kill action. So, a while ago, a friend of mine and I met to create our own accessories. She wanted a necklace and I wanted an anklet. And we selected the beads we liked. Then we sat down and started to think about how to best arrange them. We went on Pinterest for inspiration, obviously, selecting a few options, and almost an hour had passed and we hadn't laid out any beads, not a single one. At which point we both realized that looking for inspiration on Pinterest was preventing us from creating. We put our phones away and started laying out the beads in whichever order we liked. Within minutes, we finalized our accessories, not based on anything we saw online, but just based on how we liked it visually. This goes deeper though. We see other people's creations and we see the resonance. We see the finished result and perhaps how it is perceived by an audience. We like how it was put into scene, the design, maybe even the process behind it, everything. It's been done before, so it's also been liked before. Imitation starts to feel like the safest choice. If others accepted it from them, they will accept it from me, perhaps not verbally expressed, but internally felt. Imitation will never feel fulfilling though. Ultimately, what we seek as human beings is expression, self-expression. This cannot happen when we create what's been done before by others. So I would like to urge you, and also myself this year, to have the courage to create something inspired from within, not without. Dare to create something that's at risk of being perceived as conventionally ugly, something that could be considered aesthetically unpleasing, unappealing, something that might be disliked. Follow what your body really wants to create. To fear how one's own original creation will be perceived by others is a good thing. It means that you care. It means that it comes from within. It means the creation is an extension of you. A critique of your creation could feel like a critique of you, but it also means that your creation is original. So creating will always feel weird and scary until it becomes normal. Through repetition and sometimes even through recognition, though the latter one falls under the external validation umbrella and shouldn't be a primary source of motivation as it's unreliably volatile by nature. Personally, I am a strong advocate of repetition until it becomes second nature, a habit, so to speak. Over the last 2 years, I've been figuring out why it sometimes feels impossible to try and adopt a new habit while simultaneously finding yourself defeated when trying to ditch a bad habit. I wrote about my experience and my ideas in a separate post regarding habits. With my last habit cycle, I wanted to implement habitual creation. The goal is not to create something perfect, but rather to act upon the spark of internal inspiration before it burns out. I said in my previous post, my previous essay that is, about habits, that inspiration untouched becomes white noise in the brain. And I truly believe that. Without wanting to sound too spiritual, I do believe that the ideas we get at random times with no correlation to what we are doing or consuming in that moment, the ideas that sometimes hit us in the middle of the night, come from our most authentic selves. I also believe that when we ignore these ideas or procrastinate their execution indefinitely, it causes melancholy or brain rottage, just like the overconsumption of media. Which is why I hope that we all start creating more in 2026. If you're hit by that internal spark of an idea, act on it now. You can always improve it later, just make it exist now. Oh, and if you struggle with starting or are scared of being perceived, I have written two other essays, one about habits, which I mentioned previously, and one about the lost art of sucking and how it's important to just enjoy the process in the beginning when you're still bad at it.